Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty.
Shake your booty.
Shake your booty. That's really what I think every time I shake this thing.
Now that's what I'm going to think every single time I shake something. Damn it.
Marketing, it does it to you, huh? Alrighty, so hello guys, and welcome.
That was a pretty good welcome.
Podcast. Well, semi back. I have to move next week, so you probably won't get anything then, but we're getting one now.
Yes. You are indeed.
You are.
So,
indeed. How are we?
I swear to God, every time I'm like, don't go on a rant. I'm just like telling myself, like in my own head, like, don't go on a rant.
Should I just stop asking how are you?
It just like triggers me, and I start going on rants all the time. Oh God. I'm actually doing all right. I just finished up my business administration course a few days ago, and I haven't really like told many people. I think I've told like 3 people, including you. But I've been thinking about it for a while, and I'd actually kind of like to be like a teacher's assistant. I know they call different things depending where you live, but yeah, it's in the title. Assist the teacher. Yeah, it's someone who assists teachers and students mostly, but. So unfortunately, that means I will have to do another course because I'm not qualified. I do have experience, but that was for like doing some relief stuff. I'm not qualified to be like a, full-time or part-time assistant. So yeah, at the moment I'm just looking into different places for deciding where I want to do that course. So. Yeah. I think I'm going to do it online just because it's a bit more flexible, like in case any emergencies or anything comes up or anything happens with the pandemic, then it's a bit more flexibility there. So, yeah. Okay.
Only thing about that is like second question of like, where are you going to do it? Because you're in like a small sort of like small town in quotation.
I mean, there is actually like a proper TAFE and everything here. I think there's actually even some sort of university, but it's just a small one. But it's not, you don't need to go to university to do this course. It's one you can do online or pretty much through any other place that it does courses. But I'm just like just working myself up because I've just did a whole course, and now I'm gonna keep on studying with like barely a break. I'm just like, yeah. I mean, I'll be really glad when it's done. I'll be really glad I did it, and then I can, do some work that I actually want to do. But it's just,
it's a long road to
motivating yourself.
Yeah. When people, like in high school especially, I think maybe this is what we could talk about this episode. Like, obviously, we'll talk about organization and whatnot, of like life and whatever. Like, we'll get to it eventually, guys, okay? We've got to go on our little windy road that we have to every single... Cheers, beach.
Cheers. So what are you drinking? You shook it up. Oh, I like those. You know what? I mean, like, it's kind of an acquired taste. Like, the first time you drink one, you're like... You like it, but you're also like, do I like it? But then once you had it, you're just like, yeah.
Oh, I'm totally used to drinking protein shakes or whatever, like before working out or after working out. I think after
that's the kind of taste they have to them. Yeah.
So
it's just like big kind of similar to a protein shake sort of thing.
Because when I used to work out like every single day and then personal trainer twice a week, like
dang.
Who was I back then, really? Running from my problems, that's who she was. And then they come back. Oh, God. Okay, so what I was going to say is that in high school, like, I don't know if that's what it was like for you guys, but for me personally, like they give you like a careers counselor and you talk about the careers that you want to do and whatever, and they really push you in certain directions just because they can see how well you're doing in certain subjects. When it's like you personally you don't have to, but like this job, you sort of have to stick with for a little while at least.
It was very much career based as well. Like there was no creative stuff or like artistic stuff. Basically, like you don't do that because it doesn't make money. It's like when you want to do something, you should do it because you want to do it. It's not really about the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it makes shitty money and maybe you have to live a bit more humbly, fine. If you enjoy your job, isn't that fucking great? Like if you actually somewhat enjoy your job, most people hate their jobs. You know what I mean? Like
exactly. There are plenty of jobs that you literally need basic school education.
Yeah.
Like or not even. Like, being a waitress, being even an admin chick, you really don't need a huge sort of like portfolio ahead of you. It's very like learn on the job sort of thing. Like I was training graphic design, yet I did admin, a lot of it, because it was like admin and graphics, and that's sort of how I weaseled my way into weaseled my way in.
A little weasel.
Into like the, I guess, starting out, because they look at you and they're like, you're young, you're dumb, and even though I had on the job experience, it was so hard. It is definitely a hard industry to get through if you don't get sort of like a job out of sort of like out of school. But I mean, like with high school and whatever, they really tried to push me towards like in Perth, because like that's where I'm originally from, in WA. And when I was there, they really pushed hard doing stuff like beautician, massage therapist, that kind of stuff, which is totally fine. If that is your calling in life, by all means. My mother is a therapist, exactly. And she's done a million jobs in her lifetime, but this is the only one that she actually finds joy out of and is happy. Absolutely engorged by it, like just absolutely loves it. She's like beauty and therapy. She's like, I provide beauty and therapy.
She probably does.
Like, they just like to unfold and just let her all their problems and whatnot. And she's just like, I'm just waxing your brow, man. But yeah, so the point is that where I was in Perth, it's like, I don't know if it was everywhere in Perth, but it's very like one-way street. If you are not academically sort of like smart, or they sort of see you as not doing so well in school, which is their fault, mind you, but I'm not going to get into the school system up there. But yeah, they were just like, oh, because you are a female, you should go this way. Instead of, what if I wanted to do a trade? What if I wanted to be a mechanic or something?
Right.
But no, there was no sort of like encouragement, or even encouragement to do like even like university or something. Because then when I came here, like on the other side of Australia, little dive over there, it's a whole new world. They're like, oh yeah, university, TAFE, you want to do this, you want to do that. There's so many pathways, and you're like, what the fuck? Where did I come to? Is this a magical land?
Now I got that song stuck in my head. A whole new world. Oh god. Yeah, it was pretty much the same, dude, honestly, like, because like we're pretty close in like ages, so I'm oh god, I just thought about how old I am. Hang on. I'm older than you, okay? To be fair, I am older than Trashy, and I am old, okay? But we're not like wildly different in ages. We're only a few less years, but
by the time you reach like 25, you are old. It doesn't even matter. No, I'm serious. It doesn't even matter at that point. Yeah, anyone who's past the age of 25, they're just like, I'm old, and it's just like, does it matter anymore? Like, you're friends with people who are 40, 30, dude, this, that. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like
this, which is actually really grim, but if you think about it like this, once you're 25, most people have probably lived more than a quarter of their life already. Like, most people don't live to 100, so.
Oh, that's so depressing. Fuck.
Cheers.
You got alcohol and I've got a fucking health drink. Like.
Oh, dude. I just called trashy. I was trying out my little I've got these like little earbud things that they're like the Apple brand. I think they're called AirPods or whatever the fuck they are. They're just like that, except for they're not Apple branded ones. They're a different brand. But yeah, I was just trying them out at the shop, talking to Trashy while I was picking up a few things. I got myself some snacks because it's going to be a few hours. We're waiting for my father-in-law's visiting, so we're waiting to have dinner, and it's going to be like a late dinner. So I'm like, I'm so hungry. I'll show you what I got. So first of all, this is a bit nostalgic for me. This is a vodka mud shake with a cowboy.
Oh my god!
You guys, some of you might find this a bit nostalgic. Also, it's a cowboy, which is, it's like it's a milk beverage with a vodka in it, and it just tastes kind of like coffee. Like, it's so weird. I haven't seen one of these for like a million years, right? And then
it's like the prequel to the everyone drinking like the cruises or whatever. It was like the
before cruises were big,
the cowboy sort of like it was either like a shot or it was in like a bottle sort of thing.
So I got some classic Rolo here and some strawberry and creams. I don't know, lettuce here. And I also found this at the shop, which I brought, which is completely useless, but also...
Yes! I love
if you guys are listening and not watching right now, these are snap hands. I didn't know what the fuck these were called, but basically, you probably remember these from your childhood if you're around the same age as Trashy and I are. These are like handles, and they have these like sticky hands that are stretchy, and you hold the hand and you like fling the hand and like stick it to something or somebody, and you have like sticky hand fights. So yeah, I found this packet of 2 sticky hands that my husband and I are gonna have such a good time hitting each other with later. And that sounded weirdly sexual, but it wasn't. Okay, I promise. I mean, we're literally gonna hit each other, like have an all-out war. You know, like it's on, dog.
You do not understand. Me and my sister would always play with these, and we would always like piff them at the roof because like
the roof.
my mother would always like we would get in fights with my sister, me and my sister, and she'd be like, "Can you guys not hit each other?" I'm like, "Then why the fuck did you buy the slap hands? It's called fucking slap hands for a reason." Yeah. She's like, "Oh my god, just hit a wall or something." Like just slap a wall. So I'm like, all right, and we just kept just slapping it at the roof or on the fridge or whatever. And then I come back to her like not even 5 minutes later. She's like, "Oh my god, what do you want?" She just talks and just goes, "What happened to it?" She goes, "Shit all over it because it's sticky. It's like goo. It's like a little fart putty almost."
Once it touches the dirt, it's fucked.
Yeah. You wash it. She's like, "Oh, I'll wash it, whatever." Washes it, and it's
never the same. Yeah,
falls apart. She's like, "What the fuck did I buy?" Oh god, so dumb. It's such a stupid toy, but it's so good. The nostalgia is real. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to video myself and like post on my Instagram stories or something of me just being a fucktard with this later, like just sticking it to absolutely everything and everyone. I feel so bad because my husband's father's coming to visit us this for the weekend as well. He's not staying at our house, but he'll be here like a fair bit, and I'm just gonna be like hiding around the corner ready with these fucking sticky hands.
Oh yeah.
And he's gonna.
It's gonna be just memories bring back like no, not the stupid slap hands.
Oh god. Oh, I didn't even know they existed anymore, honestly.
Oh goodness. Yeah, it was like last week, I think it was. I bought these stupidly nostalgic like stickers. You know, you used to get in like shopping centers or whatever that like are 3D. They're like yeah. So I bought a couple of those, and they're like flowers and random weird objects. I don't know what the fuck that is, but it's like it's stupid nasty, okay? But it brings me joy, all right? And for $2, I have my happiness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so,
God.
I don't know if they sell these. I don't know if it's like a standard thing in the stores, but I picked this up from IGA and they were like $2. So,
Nice.
in case and you're watching and you desperately need CM, go to IGA and see if they've got them. Okay.
I always see them on eBay when you can buy bulk lots, and I'm always like,
oh my god, what would you do with that many of them?
I would just create a belt out of them or something. And then just like flail them.
What if we get a hula hoop and then we put like straps so the hula hoop sits around you, and then like hang all the sticky hooks, sticky hands from like all the way around the hoop, and then you just spin in a circle and they like slap people.
Ew, could you imagine like the ASMR, like the noise that they would make?
Oh my god, I hate that. No, I'm just thinking about that. Makes me want to.
Oh, come on.
You know what I just remembered?
What?
That thing that you sent to me and Razor, where he was like slapping the butt.
I can't even. Like, I want to play it right now. It's literally, I laughed my ass off for an hour. Like,
dude.
We were just watching TikToks, and I'm just like going through, just going, yep, let me playing it. And I'm like, oh, whatever. Like, some of them are funny, you have a bit of a laugh or whatever. Yeah. But then this one comes up, and it's just this dog playing with this toy, and this person who I think is doing yoga or something.
Yeah, they're like doing stretches.
This sound just comes out of nowhere. It says, smack my ass like a drum, and the dog just full on just is like just going
with the toy. It's like hitting the guy's butt.
The toy is just smacking his butt.
You know what's so funny? Like this, it's just really dumb, and it's so hilarious.
So
the funniest, the thing is, I think he sent it to both of us, but I hadn't opened my phone yet because, like, I'm lazy in the morning. I take ages to get out of bed, so I don't turn my Wi-Fi on until I'm like out of bed because then I'm not ready to like look at and my notifications. I'm like, fuck. So Razor actually showed me at first, and he's like, "Look what trash he sent me," and we were laughing so hard. We were like crying from laughter. And then, like, not long after, I finally get out of bed, and then I turn my notifications on, and I like open it up, and I see it again, and I'm like, "Yes!" It was so good. You got me twice, dude. It was so funny.
Fuck. Oh, it's so good. I can honestly not think of anything better. Oh, God.
You know, some things are just, I don't know why, but like, even if they're not really that funny, some things are just really funny, like, to you, and they just, like, make you laugh really hard. Like, I get that all the time. Like, such the craziest shit makes me laugh for, like, hours. And I show people, and they're just like, I think we need to take this away from you now.
That's fucking awful. Like, fuck off. Let me enjoy my thing. Like, come on.
You know what? That tastes exactly like my brain remembered it from like a million years ago. It's actually pretty good. It's not bad. It's got 4%. I think it's only it's not even one whole standard drink. It's like 0.9 standard of a standard drink. So it's almost a standard drink.
Oof.
I'm watching it down with some actual coffee. I'm like,
ew. Gross. Too much coffee. As much as I love coffee, there's too much. Hang on. I need my water, actually. Sorry, I should have been more prepared for this.
I'm sitting here literally surrounded by things I don't need. Sticky hands. Lollies is always a mistake for me because, like, I don't really eat lollies much. So then I'll just, like, eat one or two and then it's like...
Sorry, I didn't hear anything.
Oh, don't worry. I was just talking to peeps who are listening to this later.
Are you eating the strawberry nipples?
I might be.
Someone said that to me once, and I just, like, unintentionally just like threw it up. I was like,
God.
Just out of shock, pure shock of just going innocently eating this thing and then just going, it does look like.
Yeah. Like, why would you say that?
There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just like, what?
Ketchup, God.
Yeah. See, I like feeling like I'm a fitness freak now.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, fucking water bottle.
Mine's in the fridge at the moment because it's like 1,000,000,000 degrees here, but mine is literally a child's water bottle with like a little straw thing and stuff in the top. It's got llamas on it with little rainbow jackets.
That's amazing.
I actually was trying to get myself like an adult water bottle. I'm like, I'm an adult. I should have an adult water bottle. Like, environmentally friendly and all that stuff. Go to the shop, come back with fucking rainbow llamas.
It's too late for me.
Every time my niece who sees it, she sees it and she's like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I think she's 4. She sees it and she's like, is that my water? I'm like, no, dog, that's mine.
Oh, bitch, I don't think so. You're like, you wish you were cool as me.
Oh, man.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, little kids, man. Don't want to have them, but they're very cute. Like, we were literally watching a video yesterday of planets. Well, I guess my niece, I should start saying that. It always feels weird, because, like, I've been in the family for, like, now you have a nipple for an eye.
It won't stay there.
Once she eventually gets there. Do you have hooded enough? Like,
it's too hooded, I think. It's not working.
You're like a crab. You know how crabs have those, like,
oh, God, yeah,
sort of
little,
eyes?
like,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, we're watching, what was I saying? Alright, yeah, it feels weird to say, like, that they're family because we're not married. I know it's totally normal, like, de facto relationships when you've been together with somebody for, like, so long. Because we've been together for, like, 8, 9 years. I think 9 years now coming up. So I always go, my nieces, my nephew. It's always, like, stops, like, it's his nephew, his. I'm like, no, just doesn't matter. It's confusing. I keep flicking this. It's so annoying. These little baby hairs want to come out and say hello.
I mean, we only, like, got married pretty recently, but we've been together. I think towards the end of this year will be our 10th year anniversary of, like, when we started dating or whatever. Yeah. So I'm like, fuck it, like, what's yours is mine, dog.
That's true. Yeah. It kind of does.
The things I don't want. Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm always just like, I always like go to be like, oh, my husband, fuck. At this point, like, it's pretty much that, and he's like, I know. We just don't want to get married yet. Not till we have everything sort of like secured down and whatever. Like, there's times where I'm just like, I'd like to get married, but then I'm like, who the fuck would I invite? It would just be you guys.
Sounds amazing, dog.
There's nothing
invite us on your honeymoon, though. Like, oh, that's kind of sad. That just reminded me of that. We never went on a.
I was gonna make a really gross joke, and then you're just like, "Oh," I'm like, "No, I can't fucking make it because you're just sad that you didn't go on a fucking honeymoon, and I'm sad for you." Oh,
yes.
fuck.
So my husband and I, we got married the end of the year. So not last year, the year before, right at the end of the year. It was in the end of November. So right before the start of last year when the pandemic happened, and we were meant to go on a honeymoon / holiday. Our first one that we've been together overseas as well, because we haven't been together overseas. So yeah, that sucks.
Dang, dude.
Yeah. I was just thinking about how they have pools there where there's bars inside of the pool, so you don't have to get out to get a drink.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm just sitting here with my fucking cowboy milkshake and my melted Rolo chocolate, being sad about my fucking honeymoon.
You know what's funny? When we were talking about it, that eventually I would love to go. I've always wanted to go to Bali or Thailand or anywhere that's not here. I've never, ever been overseas. Ever.
It's like actually really, really affordable to go to Bali, which is why a lot of people do it. But you don't have to do like all the douchey stuff other people do, unless you're into it, obviously, then that's fine.
Yeah, sure.
But like, you can literally do anything you want. Like, you can go and like if you're an adventure person, you can just go and do adventure shit and hike and look at stuff and bungee jump or whatever. Or if you're just a lazy ass person like me, you can just stay at the hotel or the beach the whole fucking time. Or you can like do a bit of both if you want to. Like, you can just do anything you want. Like, there's some things I'm not going to do, like fucking street meat tours and stuff. They were like, look at all these tours and stuff, and they're like, there's this one where you literally try all the street meat and stuff. I'm like, that sounds like a recipe for fucking disaster. I don't want to have literal shits for the rest of my fucking
Oh god, it was like one of my friends, and even my boss, like him and his wife, they go to Thailand a lot, and they're always like talking about like you have to carry like all barley to like bottled water and all this stuff. And I was like, that's an interesting concept. They're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, we have such free access to just clean water. You never think about other places that they wouldn't have that. And they're like, no, like it's okay to drink the water, but like sometimes it's not always 100%. I'm like, what do you mean? Because like I'm a baby, I haven't been anywhere, so I have no clue.
So it's like a gamble basically. You can drink the water. Sometimes you'll be fine, but other times you're not. That's why a lot of people just don't risk it. Because like if you're on a holiday, you know, it's like if there's even a 25% chance, say, that you could get sick from it. Like, why would you want to, you know, ruin the rest of your holiday being sick? So basically, the water sometimes can just have like some particles, and so people who drink that water all the time, they probably like bodies are probably used to like ingesting extra stuff that we don't have in our water. That's not necessarily like good for you, but like, you know, if your body's used to it, then it's you know, doesn't know any different. But you know, our water is a lot cleaner, so like if we drink a few poo particles or whatever in the water, then we will literally have the shits and stuff. Like, we'll get really sick and you'll get gastro or whatever. So but they sell bottled water everywhere there. You don't need to bring your own, like. But
I'm not saying hoard water and then go over there. I'm saying it was advised to me that if I ever do go over there, it's just to get
buy bottled water,
because we're not used to it. Our immunity is a lot different and whatever. Like, the whole climate is completely different.
I'm pretty sure you can buy bulk bottled water for really cheap anyway, so like it doesn't cost you much. But they also recommend some of the places like where they use the local water to cook food. They don't really recommend you eat that either, because it's cooked using the water, or the water is like an ingredient of that food, and therefore like that stuff can still make you. I'm not saying like everything there. I'm just saying like some things, but you should be able to like probably get an idea of like which things you should probably not eat, or like if you want to, you can. It's totally fine, but it's just a gamble, you know. Like I'd rather just play it safe myself personally, just because I'd rather not. I just don't want to be sick. I hate being sick so much. It's like the worst thing ever.
No one's gonna say, "Oh my God, how dare you not want to get sick." We're not generalizing. This is a lot of people's experience, like when they've got, especially like even like my own mother, never, like she's from like Slovakia, which is in Europe, and like that's like sort of, she was there, then you sort of like go everywhere in Europe, but like after doing that, you know, came here to Australia and then never went anywhere and doesn't like going anywhere. So her friend's like, I'm getting married in Bali, and she's like, fuck, I have to move out of my house and go somewhere.
God damn it.
But then, she was just like, you know, she was like, oh, it was great. It was absolutely beautiful. Like, there is obviously, you know, parts of Bali that are very, like, underprivileged, you know. It's very, you know, I guess the term that they use is unclean, I guess. I don't know what the particular term or the nice way to sort of put it is, that, like, you know, there's a lot of street markets, you know, and that kind of stuff. So it's like, it's kind of like where you want to be, whether you want to be sightseeing, whether you want to just sit in the hotel, because that's honestly what I would do. As much as I want to go to the markets and then just like go have a look, it doesn't even mean I'll spend money. I just want to look. Like, I want to just view the whole place. But at the same time, when you and I were talking about this, like, oh, the floating buffets and all this shit, and then I saw it pop up on my phone, I'm like, you motherfuckers. It was like 400 something bucks just to go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, take my money, I want to leave. You've been stuck inside for so long, and I'm like thinking about you guys and that you haven't been on this proper honeymoon. Like, I don't know, like, sure, like you know, you got married, it was beautiful, and you're like, you know, you're supposed, you know, that whole what you're supposed to do when you get married, and you're like, where's that part? When's that gonna happen?
Yeah, I mean, it's not so much like I'm like, oh, into traditional, you know, shit or anything, like, oh, we have to do a honeymoon. It's really just using any excuse to go on holiday, basically. And if you can hear me, it seems like you're frozen on my end. You seem to have lost Trashy. Oh.
Oh my god.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
No
I'm so sorry.
Don't worry, dude.
Okay,
don't worry, dude. I'm not doing anything. I'm literally just sitting here eating fucking snacks. I've reached my snack limit already. I'm like, what the fuck? I brought so many snacks, and I literally ate like 2 mouthfuls, and I'm like,
no more for me.
That's so sad. I'm like, who am I?
Oh, goodness. Alrighty. Yeah, no, our internet's been dropping out all day. Tennyson said it was probably something to do with, like, the heat, because it was super hot here today. And I mean, like, me super hot in Melbourne, which we complain about the weather at all times, was like, you know, in the high 30s. It's literally supposed to get up to 39.
Dang.
On either Sunday or Monday. It's projected to be like 41 on Sunday, and then it's gone down to like 36. In any case, it's still fucking hot, and I have to fucking move in the fucking summer.
Oh god, you're moving this weekend?
No, next weekend.
Still, that's fucking terrible.
So we've got to pack.
It says it was up to 32 today, but it would have gone down a couple of degrees since then. 69% humidity though, so that's probably why it felt like it was way hotter.
It's hot as.
Yeah. See, we've got 18 to 27 tomorrow, then the same 27, 26, 26, and 25. So it's going to be like still too hot for me, but like significantly cooler than it has been. Unless it's like really humid, then I suppose it doesn't really make a difference. But
that's true.
I thought there was supposed to be some kind of weather thing happening today because of the cyclone, but like so far we haven't experienced anything at all. I don't see any crazy shit happening, no rain or crazy wind or anything like that. I'm like, the cyclone is a lie.
Yeah, I definitely feel that way, where it was like pouring, absolute pouring down with rain that one day I was talking to you. And then, then it was like hot the next day. Then it's like raining again. It's like, what is going on? Am I dressing up or dressing down? I'm so confused. Like, sure, Melbourne is notorious for that kind of weather ups and downs, but like, this is nuts.
Yeah.
This is like end of days shit. Like, next is gonna be raining frogs.
Oh, I love frogs. I don't think I want it to rain.
I wouldn't mind. No, because it hit the ground and they probably. Sorry. The harsh realities of the world.
I was actually hoping for that cycling weather because, like, everyone else is like, tie down your shit. And I'm like, I don't have any loose shit. I just want it to rain. I'm like, please rain! God damn it! It's so hard.
Yeah.
I'm dying. Well, we've actually almost come to the end of today's podcast. Shall we briefly give everyone a few of our top tips for like how we like to keep organized and stuff? Because like I know you're a really busy person as well. I'm like, sometimes I'm so busy and I look back and I'm like, what the fuck do they even do? I don't know if I'm the only person who does that, but I'm just like,
no, I do too.
I'm like, I've achieved nothing. But I've got a few things here, so I won't go on about this for like in depth or anything for like too crazy long. But my top tips for like just really easy ways to keep really organized. Because I know it's the start of the year, a lot of people probably set themselves goals where they want to be more organized. And as somebody who is quite organized, hello, my first like top tip is to get yourself a diary if you don't already have one. This is a yearly diary. At the end of every year, I get a new one and I fill it out ready for the next year, ready to go. And yeah, you can get any size or style of diary that suits you and what you need to put in it. Because it really depends. And if you have a job where you really need to have a separate one for work and for your resty stuff, it's totally up to you what works for you, but you definitely need one for your regular shit as well, even if you've got one for work. Now, this is what suits me best, but like I said, there's so many styles of diaries out there. Get what suits you best. I like the full page ones because I like to write long ass lists of things to do. They have breakdowns of the times of the day and stuff on these. And these ones also have like a little preview calendar at the start of each month, so you can write all your stuff like in there, the less detailed stuff, so things like birthdays, appointments and stuff like that, and then each page can be like actual breakdowns of things you need to do each day and stuff like that. I tick them off as well, and I cross out each day as I go along, keep up with like what the date is, and I even write down like when I'm paid, what bills I need to pay, how much they are, and I cross them off when I pay them. Everything, guys, like appointments. Birthdays are obviously pretty important. And each year you can put the same, birthdays and all the same kind of details in the following year's one. So, you can just copy it from one diary into the next, ready to go. And something else I do, which I can't show you, I'll just show you a different page right now. So, at the front of my diary, it's got a few pages that are just kind of blank and stuff. What did you do?
I just put this book up and then I just realized that someone's written on my notes. So I keep all these little tabs on the top. And someone's written Satan's anus. You motherfucker. Whoever wrote that. I just had it sitting here to remind myself that I needed to talk about it. And
literally just anus
in the fucking camera.
Oh, dude. That's so good.
It was probably, although in saying trying to blame somebody else, it was probably me.
It was probably you.
You motherfucker.
Oh, dude. So, yeah, I'll just show you a page that's actually blank, obviously, because I'm not going to show you my personal details, so you can pause this and look at them. So I've got a few blank pages in the front of the diary, where every year I transfer the information into the New Year's diary as well. And what that information is all of my information. I keep it all in one place in the diary. It's stuff like... It's stuff like all my personal information, so passwords and logins, like my bank account details, tax file number, my postal address, my phone number, my tax information, my voting information, my license and email logins, my bill logins, for paying my bills and all that stuff, everything. All my logins and everything, they're all in the front of the diary there. And so I can just take this in a bag anywhere and I can just like whip it out and open it. And if, you know, like a lot of times you go somewhere to appointments, maybe the doctor's, I don't know, somewhere else, and you need, you know, information, you can literally just open up the front of your diary and it's got your information in there. You don't need to like bring a million things with you, like all your different IDs and stuff. It's literally got my like license, you know, my license number and all that kind of stuff and expiry and stuff, all that stuff written in the front. So you don't have to take all of your bits with you anyway. You can just take your diary and yeah, it's just really, it's super easy. Like I started off just writing a few things in there and now I literally keep everything all together in one place, and it's just the easiest thing I've ever done. And my final thing that I do at the back of my diary is a lot of times diaries have spaces to put contacts in. Sometimes they don't, but again, it depends on the diary. I usually get ones that have contacts in the back because I like to fill out all my contacts and with their phone numbers, their email address, and their postal address.
Okay. Oh, that's a little bit stressful. No, it's. Sorry, I should just breathe.
If it makes it more fun, always have a fun pen to do it with. This is a sparkly pen. It's my favorite pen.
Yeah. So I am not as organized as Frosty here. I always forget birthdays. I am like the worst friend, but the best friend at the same time. I am there, full force of support, but my brain is like a absolute chaos circus up in here. Like it's just like, I'm pretty sure Razor and I were both just comparing our chaotic vibes. And you're like, you sort of like have got like your shit together, or at least seem to have your shit together. And then when you're like, you know, chaotic energies, just like, I don't even know what to do, man. Anyway, so I keep a multitude of diaries and notebooks. So that's also like, I guess, in my personal life and in like my creative life as well. So I keep at least a couple journals around the house. Just one of those ones that are like, I like the ones that are saddle stitched. I think this is what this was called. They call it the saddle stitch because essentially when you put the book on something, it looks like a saddle.
Yeah.
Down across this way. So, sorry, my graphics knowledge up in here. But yeah, like I really like these ones, especially like the lined paper and stuff. Like even just drawing.
It really depends, again, what you're using it for. You might want to get one with blank pages or have one with blank pages. Or sometimes they have mixed, so they have lined and blank pages. Yeah. Mine, the one I've got on me at the moment is a lined one. I like this one because it depends what you're using it for, but the reason I've got this notepad with the little dudes here is because it's really easy to rip out a page if you want to like if I want to take it out and take it with me or whatever, or if I've like written a bunch of random shit in here and sometimes I clear it out and make some space. But I use these for a bunch of things. These are really cheap. Like you can pick them up from places like, you know, Kmart and stuff like that. For really cheap, like they do journals and diaries for a few dollars each. This one's from Typo. It was only a few dollars. They have heaps of really like funny designs and stuff, but I'm just really into Harry Potter. But I use mine for a few things. So like, you know, writing down lists of things I need to do and ticking them off. That's something that's really a big tip really is writing down what you need to do step by step and then ticking it off as you go along. It feels more satisfying as well, and it makes you feel like you're getting a lot more done, even if you're not really getting that much done. Like it just makes it feel, you know what I mean? It feels like there's like more kind of, you get that satisfaction of like crossing it off. You're like, done, motherfucker.
It's almost like the brain's need for like sequential order. When you are feeling absolutely chaotic, like I do at all times. I'm always like, all right, bitch, get that book out. We got to write down what we need to do, whether it's for work, because I work from home, or it's my personal life or my business at the same time. So it's like there is 3 people within me like working overtime and just like juggling all these things.
Don't be scared to have multiple books and stuff. Like I said, like these are my main 2, but I've got a bunch of other ones as well I do use, but these are the 2 I use the most, so that's why they're in here, because I was literally using them this morning. But yeah, I use this for regular stuff, but also like I use them for writing down like things for YouTube videos and stuff like that, and Instagram things and shits like that. Just like because I'm, as people who create content, like it's really good to like write stuff down, and sometimes as well I forget about things and I go back through and I'm like, oh, that's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. Or sometimes I look back and I'm like, that was a really fucking stupid idea.
Every time hang on, I'm just gonna unplug my keyboard, that's annoying. So I have like a bunch of like papers within the journal also, because I like drawing. Just whenever I don't have my journal with me, sometimes I forget, or like when I'm at work and I'm supposed to be working, well, back when before the pandemic and all that, and I put like post-it notes for days. I love post-it notes. You have no idea how much I love post-it notes.
I love post-it notes, yeah.
Oh, it's so satisfying just to like write something down and put the post-it note in or whatever. But so I've got all of these like little drawings on like scrap pieces of paper like that I draw like hair ideas or makeup ideas or whatever, and I just like shove it in the book where I like, that's my idea here, and then like write down like photo shoot plans and all this stuff, or like range reviews and all that sort of stuff. Like I draw everything out.
Yeah, stationery actually makes like everything a lot funner as well. Like if you got like if you got, even if you're like trashy and maybe you got bits and pieces, like you can invest in like staples or like fun paper clips. Like you can get little design paper clips. Like whatever you're into. There's stationery for anything. Like
yeah, I've got ones in the shape of like gingerbread men, so they can like clip onto things. But I've lost them.
And clips are so fun, like the clips, the little clippy dudes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And stapling things is just so much fun. And post-it notes are really, really fun too. And they're like, something I do is, and I would recommend you do, if you haven't been doing this for a long time, it's probably going to take you a while to like get your shit together. But I would recommend doing it and like getting on top of it instead of just letting it go for even longer. And that is your filing and stuff. So, some people might have heaps and heaps of stuff. Really, it depends. Like, it really depends on your like life and how much and many years of things you've accumulated. And it depends really how many things you need to hold on to. I try actually to go through mine every now and then and like get rid of things, because sometimes I keep things that I'm like, oh, I'll need this, never fucking need it. Like it's okay to let go of those things. Like at some point, if you thought you would need it, that's fine, but like you don't need fucking just random ass shit you might have needed 10 years ago. It's okay to let that stuff go. All right. If you're worried about things like that, like letting things go, you can always scan them or take a picture of them so you've got a digital copy anyway, and then just get rid of all your paper copies. So you're not just like holding on to things, and you can make files on your computer or your laptop, whatever, where you keep all your documents and they're labeled neatly and all that sort of stuff, and dated. Make sure you date things too. But I actually do have... in my filing, it's it's very, very neat. I'm not going to show you because, again, it's personal details on there, but I have 2 main files that I use. So one's like a business envelope thing, and it's got forms inside because I help Razor do his paperwork for his business. And each lot is has like a sticky note on there to separate each month, and it's got the month and the year and the stuff written on there. So you can just find it by like looking at it or flicking through. You don't have to like look for things. You can just see where they are. So that's really important. Then will save you a lot of time. And then I have another file which is a book with plastic sleeves where I keep my personal filing, and Razor's got one as well, my husband. So we have one each, and just keep all your certificates, like our passports, our birth certificates, our any kind of anything important, really, like any kind of document is just like kept in its own page. And I haven't sticky noted like every single page in there, but a lot of the pages in there, the outside of the sleeve will have a sticky note with like if it's not obvious what that document is just by glancing at it, it'll have what the document is and the date and stuff written on there, so that it's not confusing if I'm just flicking through. For the most part, most of the documents will literally just have in giant letters what it is, so it's not a lot of extra stuff going on.
It's intuitive, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I used to have like a huge drawer just full of shit, like full of.
That's when I
mean shit, I mean like paperwork. Yeah, exactly.
We had two. We had one each. I had a box, a really big box, and he had drawers. And then we combined, and then we just got a file each, and then a business folder. That's it.
Yeah, so Terrence got his own file, but he's got one of those like briefcase almost, like the ones with the segments in it. So then he's got all of his documents segmented, and he like sorts it on his own. Mine is literally just a single, like almost like a slip, but it's one of those hard plastic ones where you can just like sort of open it, but the back is sealed. So that's all of my stuff. It's like my driver's license stuff, my car registrations, your birth certificates, literally everything. I feel like we need to do a whole episode of like how to be an adult. And things like,
this is like what I'm saying, like, what the advice we're giving to you guys is stuff that we have had to learn painstakingly on our own from whenever we stop being, dependent on our parents. Well, we never really learned that stuff at school or growing up or anything like that. We had to learn it on our own, and it was a long, painful experience, and that's why we have so much good tips to give to you guys now.
Exactly. Oh, goodness. Yeah, just...
One other thing I will definitely mention is computer-wise. Like, if you've got a computer or a laptop or a tablet, whatever it is that you use, I know that most people would have one of those items, whether it's a desktop computer, a laptop, or a tablet. On my laptop, I keep copies of everything. So we do have, like I said, hard copies that are labeled and everything of the business stuff, but then there's also folders on the computers that are labeled and dated and everything with all the items, the business items as well. And then, things like resumes and, I don't know, other kind of documents and stuff, they're all, labeled and everything, dated and stuff on the computer, easy to find. They're all together and in individual folders that are properly labeled and stuff like that. And every now and then, I like, honestly, every couple of months or at least a couple of times a year, but usually every couple of months, because just if you use your computer or whatever, like quite a bit like I do, it just gets a bit out of control. And you might start off with only a few files because you don't have a lot of stuff, but then you build up so much stuff that it just you need to break it down into more categories so it's more organized, you know what I mean, and you can find stuff. So I would recommend like every couple of months, or depending on how much you do on your computer. I know that we do quite a lot. But every couple of months I'll sit here and I make new folders and I move stuff into so that they make more sense, and that in the long run it saves me so much time being able to find this stuff. And like, not to be grim or anything like that, but like if anything were to happen to me, if I was, even say I was just sick or something and I was unable to access my information, say on the computer or even in person, like stuff that maybe your partner just doesn't know off the top of their head, or even I don't necessarily know off the top of my head, like maybe I'm sick, I don't know, like he can look in the front of my diary, I can look in the front of his diary, there's his personal information, or on the computer or on his computer, like here's the information, he can sort out my stuff for me or whatever, like if I can't do it. So I think that's something important to think about. Like, it's not to think about it too much. I don't want to be grim and be like, you might die, so like leave somebody some fucking passwords. But like, you know, I just think I think it's okay to be a little bit prepared in case like I said, what if you're just sick, you know, or what if you just break a bone or something and you literally cannot access your information and do stuff that you really need to do and someone needs to do for you? Like, are they going to look through your fucking computer folders for 2 hours or just
No,
it's in this, there we go, like, you know what I mean?
No, I totally get you. Yeah, you definitely need to have all of like your eggs in one basket, as like my mother used to say all the time, and continues to do so to this day. Of just like, you know, your ducks in the row kind of thing, of just like everything laid out for you. And I definitely need to do that, like get everything in order, because like I felt very out of order recently because like I don't have my license anymore, like because I need to get a new one. Doesn't matter. Everyone thinks it's always something bad. They're like, oh, what did you do? And I'm like, who the fuck do you think I am? Like, am I such a rebel in your eyes? Am I a fucking bad bitch? No. I sit at home. I'm a pathetic excuse for a human being who's allowed to live, all right? Like, it's just so dumb. I'm like, no, I didn't lose it. They're like, okay, but you said that, like, you know, you don't have it anymore. I'm like, oh, it's too long of a story. I'm off my P's, and then I didn't get a new one. So they're like, you don't have a license anymore. It's literally as simple as that. And when I went to go get a new one, no. Oh my fucking god, no.
You just have to pay for a new license. That's what you have to do.
I have to send in paperwork that says that I missed the date to get my new photo, blah, whatever. Because I photoed from when I was like 16 or something. It's like I look like a little boy. I don't look like that anymore. It looks like I'm carrying around a fake ID at this point. Like when people look at me, they're like, "That's you?" Like when we were in Canberra, we were at this like I don't really know much about like sports clubs, but we went to a sport club, like a diner or whatever. I don't know. I don't like sport. Okay, so. Take all that. I'm just throw that shit out the window. I don't care. So, but we went to one of those, and they had like one of those, like, you know, Palmers for $5 night or whatever. So we went there.
Yeah.
And so you have to essentially like pay to get in and like pretend you're a member, sort of thing. You pay like, membership for like 5 minutes. So I give her my ID. And I told her straight up, because I'm a very honest person, and I probably shouldn't be half the time. And I just said, it is out of date because I'm no longer a peer plater, and I needed to get I have my new license. It's just, this one is expired. And she like beeps it through, and it beeps. And she just goes, I'm going to pretend that I didn't hear that. And you go in there, you have a nice drink, and you have a nice time.
Something like that has happened to me before.
Like, oh my god!
This was actually last Halloween. So we actually, the year before was the first ever like big Halloween event thing here in Geraldton, I believe, as far as I am aware. And then last year, obviously, like pandemic, so we didn't think there was going to be one. But they did end up having one. I think that was just like different restrictions and stuff like that. But I actually didn't realize that I hadn't put my new license in my wallet. And so I just grabbed my license out, and you know, we didn't drive there because we were drinking. We literally walked, you know, like we were going to walk, whatever. I think, did we walk back? Or maybe Josh drove us. I don't remember. But yeah, basically, we didn't drive there because we're going to have a couple of beverages. And one is my limit, basically, because I don't drink it often enough. But yeah, they'd had like the machine and everything where they like check your license, and they have to take a photo of you and then like make sure it matches your license and everything. And the guy's like, I can tell this is you, obviously. I'll get into that in a second. But your license expired like a couple of weeks ago. And I'm like, what? I just got a new license.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, this isn't the new license. And I looked at it and I was like, and it said the expired this year. And I'm like, for fuck's sakes. Like, for some reason, my dumb ass just forgot to, take the old one out and put the new one in there.
Yeah.
And, oh, God. And I was like, I just started to panic so bad. I was like, I'm not going to be able to get in. We pre-brought the tickets so we could get in. And we just wanted to, like, dance and have a really good time. And I was like, so hairy. I was dressed as, like, sexy Hagrid. And I was wearing all this fake hair. And the guy's just like, have a good time. And I was just like, I was like about to panic so hard. Like, my anxiety was like,
that's the one thing I do not miss about clubs. Because I remember, like, the last time I think I went to a club, which was the worst time of my life, but we're not going to go there. He asked me to stand to the side. Like, check the thing, took the picture, whatever, because they have a little, like, podium that they stand at, security. And he asked me to stand up to the side, and I was like, are you all right? And he's just like, I'm looking at this, like, license, and it's all legit and stuff, but so can the fake ones. And I'm like, dog, who the fuck do I look like? Do I look like some of these young bitches in here who literally look like they're fucking 12?
Yeah.
I was literally here last weekend, and he's like, what were you wearing last weekend? And I was like, that's a really gross question. But I'll answer it because I want to get the fuck in there and start drinking and lose my mind, right? And I was like, I don't know, fucking jeans and this, like, crazy shirt and big hair. And he was like, oh, I remember you. He's like, yeah, get the fuck in there. I was like,
oh, man. I was so like just like
heart attack, fucking
like,
heart attack.
Not people who like go. We don't really like party or like club or anything like that. It's like at this pub and there's like, there's bands they play like spooky songs. There's like a DJ and they like do remixes and sometimes like spooky remixes and stuff. And it's like one of the only times where nearly everybody that goes actually dresses up in costume and stuff. And I'm just like, yes, I love dressing up in costume so much.
That's fantastic.
So, I mean, I literally probably only had like 2 drinks or something like that. We stayed there until like 2 a.m. and we were just dancing with our 2 friends that came with us. And we were literally just dancing like the whole time. It was so fun.
That's great. That makes me so sad, but I'm so happy for you at the same time.
Same. I was really sad then when we went because like we had a really good time, but I was just like sad that you were there.
Yeah, I know. Because like that was my plan, like pre-COVID.
Yeah.
And everything like was to like save up, like come over and shit, and then COVID just fucked me in the ass, like. Figuratively, obviously. Oh my God. Jesus. When I say those kind of things, please do not take them seriously. This is who I am as a human being. I say really fucked up shit because it's funny.
Yes. You do not need to wake up to like weird messages on Instagram or anything like that. Like, weird message requests.
No. I'm not an entertainer.
All of my like weird message requests. So to be fair, sometimes it's like some weird dude or some fake profile who's like, "Do you want to be a sugar baby or whatever?" Like, but most of the time it's like from some random ass person in a skimpy like bikini, and it's like, "Do you want to meet some hot Russian lady or something?" And I'm like, no, probably not.
I really like responding sometimes. I'm just like, in another lifetime, maybe. I said, is it hot mums singles in my area? Oh boy, it's my lucky day. And they're like, what the fuck? I just imagine them behind the screen. Like, I know that they're doing the job. I understand. Like that it's a hustle to be in the sex industry. I'm definitely not diminishing that, but when it comes my way, when I'm not interested at all,
yeah,
like I'm a bisexual woman, but I'm not out for everybody's putang. Like I'm not like, oh my god, I need to see it. No,
oh,
I appreciate the hustle. Like, yeah, you do that, but like, holy shit, like, you want to see sexy pictures? I'm like, no. Is it cute? Is there cute animals? No. Okay. No, thank you.
it's like, where are the pandas?
Yeah. But yeah, like when you get the weird, like old dudes and shit, that's when like I literally my whole body like reacts in like the whole.
So many of those that are like not even real. There's just like so many fake profiles that are like.
Yeah.
Seems like being
you.
a sugar daddy and stuff is like blown up so big and stuff. They're like, this is a scam. They're like, I'll send you money if you send me your personal bank details. Okay, guys, listen. So if you don't already know this, okay, do not ever send anybody your personal bank information.
No.
Don't send them your passwords. Don't answer the questions that you've set as the questions to answer your passwords. So if you've chosen as your question, like, what was the name of your dog when you were 3 or whatever, if someone says to you, what was the name of your dog when you were 3, that should fucking raise some red flags for you, okay? Don't answer those fucking questions. Yeah. Also, like, if someone emails you or contacts you and says you've won lots of money or they have to get rid of their money really fast because they're about to get arrested or they have to leave the country and they want you to have their money, or somebody recently died and they can't keep the money because they're about to get found out because they're hiding out from the government. Okay. Or if it's an Arabian prince who wants to marry you and he's going to send you, what do you call that thing? A dowry. Okay. Yeah. I wish it was true. I wish it was true. It's absolutely not true.
It's absolutely not. Actually, there was one time.
Honestly, I would not tell people your address at all. Like, I've got a separate postal address, and I'm fine for people to have that because for them to figure out where I live from my postal address would be a fucking mission. Okay. But I'm not going to give people my actual street address, like where I live.
Oh, for sure. There was one time that this girl messaged me on, like, I don't know how people find other people just online.
I don't even know, dog. I don't know.
They literally emailed me saying, like, something about, like, do you want to meet? And I was like, what the fuck? At the time, I was looking for jobs or whatever, so I replied. I knew it wasn't a job, but I was like, okay, I'll play along. So I'm like, what do I want to meet for? Sort of thing. And they're like, quick, my boyfriend is out of town or something like that. I'm like, how nice for your boyfriend. Just not enthused. And they're just like, talk to me because I'm lonely because my boyfriend, like, and then they insinuate something horrible that they've done to them, which is just like, it's really fucked up. It's like, what would make me want to, like, sext you or talk or anything sexual when then you've said
if
that?
You like,
I was like sending like full concern to this person, like, regardless if it was true or not. I was like, if that's true, you need to go to the police, stay with someone that you feel safe with, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I don't think, like, doing something, like, sexual is going to make you feel any better.
No.
You need to get out of that environment. And they were like, just kept going on the charade. And I'm like, it's just not going to happen, dog. Like, I know I'm just playing with you, but, like, I'm like, if this is legit, this is honest concern. Like, I'm such, like, a mother hen when it comes to, like, if people, like, say things that are concerning. I'm just like, oh my god, are you okay? But I'm not about to, like, give you my money and give you my password.
People out there just trying to scam Trashy, but she won't stop worrying about them, so they just stopped. That's why you don't get scams anymore. People just like, you're on the no scam list. Because they're like, she will never leave you alone. She will message you. She will message all of your contacts. She'll be like, are they okay? Like, do they need help?
maybe after they have a conversation with me and there's like this back and forth discourse, they go and call their mums. Maybe they haven't talked to their mums for a long time, or whoever is their guardian.
Oh, dog.
And they're like, wow, I'm really missing this like close connection with somebody, or they call their friends or whatever.
Oh, dude.
I am the messiah of scam artists, of being somebody's mum who probably doesn't exist. I would never have children, but I will forever have like what's it called? It's not motherly instinct. It's like
you have scam artist children, no matter where you go.
I think we've wibble wobble squibble squabbled enough in this episode.
Oh, dude, that's so good.
And
I've never heard anybody say that in my life.
Oh, you know the way that I talk. Like, I was surprised when like we first met. We need to do a podcast about when we first met. I reckon.
Oh yeah,
definitely. That'd be something really funny. Because I talk in a particular way, and some people just don't get it. They're like, they're so confused. They're like,
yeah,
is she for real? I can't.
I just say weird stuff.
I was like, I've literally said that. Like, I will get rammed in the butt. Like, hang on. That I'm a mother to scam artist. Like, this is just in this conversation alone. That lollies and nipples.
Oh no, I forgot that one. Now you reminded me. God damn it. I'm throwing these in the bin.
Don't be ashamed. Free the nipple. And look, some people that I've met, like just in real life, you know, I mean, how else do you meet people? I mean, over the internet, like us. Whoop, whoop.
Pretty much the only way, yeah. I'm like, you meet people?
Yeah, some people are just like, when I used to go out a lot and talk to people, so I'm very like friendly when I get drunk. I'm more friendly than I am right now. I'm a lot more reserved when I'm not, like, you know, just on the bottle, which I haven't done forever because I don't like, you know, I don't like the person that I am when it's like, ooh, party or whatever. But anyway, that's another story. The point is that some people, when I talk, I get really worried that I've just lost them completely. It's like, do you always talk this, like, open? I'm like, A, it was a joke. B, what if I wasn't? Yeah, I'm always just like, what if I wasn't kidding? Like, oh my god, that's so gross. And I'm like, all right, you're obviously not my kind of person.
Yeah.
I'm very like, you know, I respect that we're completely different people, so I'm just going to move on and talk to some other people and find my weirdos up in this crowd.
Yeah. Some people like, you know, like even when I don't say stuff that's that wild, sometimes people are still like really concerned. I'm like, thanks for being concerned. I'm probably not actually okay, but like, that's not why I'm weird though. You know, I don't think so anyway.
I'm not trying to fool you. I am not mentally stable, but that is not the reason that you should not.
Yeah. Like even sometimes I'll just say stuff like, I'll see you on the morrow, like instead of tomorrow or whatever, and people are like, I'm like, that's not even that wild. Like, dude, I just dropped the 2 off the morrow, like.
It's like I've got some friends who are a lot younger, and so they use sort of like words that even confuses me, and I'm like the old person of the group.
I'm always confused, yeah.
So it's always fun to feel like the old, like the mum of the group almost, because they're like, we're going to teach you new words. And I'm like, yay! I'm so excited.
Oh, God. This is the part where I go around saying words that mean bad things that I don't know. And then I'm just saying them to people, and then people are like, do you even know what that means? And I'm like, I've been saying bad words the whole time.
Actually, we should probably do another podcast about that, because like I've got so many words that
you know what we should do? Urban Dictionary.
That would be great. Yeah, I don't know if
Maybe
you
we
want
should do some polls on Instagram. Like, what's your favorite? What's your favorite like weird Urban Dictionary word or phrase? And we like say a couple of them and what they mean and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of like gay slang that I have to teach Tennyson sometimes because like I will say it or
Right?
like
Yeah.
will say it who are like very into like the RuPaul sort of like
Yeah.
drag race or just like gay slang in general who are gay.
Yeah.
And it'll be like there's two meanings to sort of like go off. Like go off this. It's like yeah, it's like you go off to that person, you tell them exactly how
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
feel. But then at the same time, you can still say go off. It's like, damn, you really like go off. Like you
Yeah.
off, like you went absolute psycho. Or at a subject or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you went off, like so it's like
Ooh.
there's two meanings of just like yes and then oh god.
Oh, we should definitely do it. I reckon we'll do some polls. If you guys want to get involved, you can check out our Instagrams and get involved with the polls, or you can leave us some comments down below if that's easier for you. You can just leave us your favorite Urban Dictionary words or phrases. They can be pretty rude, but just try not to make them too ridiculously rude because we still have to like read them out and stuff. Like
I'm gonna put a full blanket statement here, and this is
right.
my absolute stance. Do not put any racial slurs.
Oh yeah, no racist or homophobic or none of that stuff. Like only stuff that's
it's
like
not
stupid and funny. If it's sexual, it's fine, but like not in a way that's like predatory or anything like that either. Okay, I think we pretty much covered. Like, be funny. Do not be a dick. Okay, be funny, but don't be an ass. Even if they're pretty dirty, we'll still read them out. Or trashy will. I just got a text, so my father-in-law is here right now. It is good timing to end this podcast. It's been so much fun, though. I always get sad when it comes to the end. I'm like, no.
I know. Every time I'm like, oh, fuck.
But I'm excited for next time because we're going to have probably a whole bunch of dirty stuff that we're going to say. We'll probably have to put a warning on that video. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. You can find all of us, like where to follow us on social media and all that stuff down below, as well as where to check out Trashy's brand, Trash Mama Wigs. You can check out the store. And don't forget to subscribe and click the little notification bell because that'll notify you every single time we post a new video. That's usually Saturday mornings, but shit happens. We'll see you guys in the next podcast.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye.